Welcome to the Veterans Corner, and thank you for inviting us into your home today. I'm Greg Gagne, a veteran advocate. The Veterans Corner primary mission is to help veterans with employment, and the secondary mission is in meeting their needs by bringing employers, nonprofit agencies, and veterans together. We do this by interviewing employers, nonprofit agencies here on the Veterans Corner. So if you are a veteran or know of a veteran that needs assistance, give me a call at 315-3259. If you are an employer or a nonprofit organization who wish to participate on the show, just give me a call at 315-3259 as well. This is a free service. Let's make a difference this year for our veteran heroes. For our guest today, we have Ms. Joanne Lawrence. She is the Deputy Director, District Director here in Louisiana, in the state of Louisiana.
Correct.
And she's going to provide us information about the programs that's offered to businesses or entrepreneurships and whatever else that is available to us. So, Ms. Joanne, it's nice to have you on board again.
Thank you.
One more time,
Thank
you know.
I
So I know that the last time we had talked, you talked about follow up as far as with, like, for doing contacting businesses who was given information to have been certified.
Yes.
And to make sure that just don't sit on the certification,
Right.
but do something about it.
Yes.
And this is where you're talking about follow-up.
Yes. Yes.
So just go from there.
Okay, so there's one thing. It's one thing to get the certifications. The next thing is, okay, now I have a certification. Where do I go from here? So follow-up is critical. So what we encourage the firms to do is to take a look at, if you're interested in a particular federal agency. You had mentioned Fort Polk.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If they're interested in doing business with Fort Polk, take a look at the types of contracts that they've awarded.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that through the Federal Business Opportunities website, or they can do it through the Federal Procurement Data System. Just to get an idea, these are the types of contracts that's coming out of Fort Polk, to see if there's a market there for them. The other thing that we encourage the firms to do is to make sure that they respond to the sources sought notices. Whenever an agency uses sources sought, they're doing their market research just to see how many small businesses are out there in a specific category.
Okay.
So we've struggled for the past couple of years. The government as a whole has struggled to meet that historically underutilized business zone goal, the hub zone goal.
Okay.
So you may see something out there and they're looking for responses from hub zone certified firms or women-owned businesses, small businesses in general, 8A. Or veteran-owned small businesses. Respond to those sources sought notice to show that you're interested. That's going to help a contracting officer determine whether or not to set it aside for one of the small business programs.
Okay.
The other thing is, once you get the certifications, bid on contracts.
Bid on contracts.
And the small business set-asides, but also if you have a special certification, bid on contracts under that certification. That's expressing an interest, but it's also letting that small business know where they're stacking up with their competition. They'll let them know where they need to sharpen their pencil, if you will. So there is some work to be done once you get the certifications.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to using Federal Business Opportunities website, where contracts $25,000 and above are awarded in the Federal Procurement Data System,
mm-hmm.
where all contract, or I should say $25,000 or more, are advertised in Federal Business Opportunities, but in Federal Procurement Data System, where every contract and modification is entered. It's just search by your NAICS code to see what buying agencies are procuring your goods and services, to give you a starting point. Right. So there is some follow-up that needs to be done if you want to.
Not only that, you got to do research on their part.
Correct. Yeah, it's not just going to drop.
You cannot drop it in your lap and say, help me, and you do all the work.
Right.
they have to do the work as well.
Correct. And register as an interested vendor on contracts that's been advertised in the Federal Business Opportunities website. Because subcontracting is a viable way to get in to one of those agencies on their grounds, on the bases, in the facility.
Okay.
Because once you're in, then you're able to start making some contacts on your own. I know, some businesses don't particularly like subcontracting,
Right.
but it's a viable way to develop a track record.
Track record, yes.
And also to get into that facility to learn something about that organization and who the buyers are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I tell you what, I do know there are a lot of small businesses out there who want to do business on a contracting basis.
Correct.
And as long as they're aware of the fact that when you're dealing with the government, there's a certain process
Yes.
that you have to go through. So
Right.
don't think you can just jump in there, I'm a business. You got to go through the hoops, guys. That's all I can say.
Right.
Because you mentioned a couple hoops. But the thing is, though, is that you are here to help them
Yes.
make that transition
Yes.
into the contracting world with the federal government.
Correct.
And that also applies to the state as well, I'm
Yeah.
sure. So, I mean,
Well, with the state, we work with the Louisiana Economic Development Office,
Mhm.
and so they will support us in many of the events that we
Okay.
do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I hate to stop you right there.
okay.
But just end the segment, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back with Miss Joanne, and she's going to jump on another subject, and it just as critical information, knowledge, and she's going to share it with us. So, Miss Jo, it's on you,
Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
go for it.
Okay. So we've talked a lot about some of the non-financial assistance programs, the counseling, the training, and the government contracting piece. But SBA also offers financial assistance in the form of guaranteed loans to assist businesses who are already in business, and also those individuals who are interested in starting a business.
Stop you right there.
Okay.
When you say you don't give them money. All you do is give a guarantee working with a financial institution.
Correct.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
so don't think,
Yeah.
don't look at coming to the SBA for money. So I had to stop you right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead and
yes.
pick up where you left
So
off.
we work with lenders
Okay.
who participate in our guaranteed loan program. So SBA offers a guarantee to that lender in the event that the borrower is not able to pay the loan. Now, let me just say that even though we're offering that guarantee to the lender, it's a guarantee to the lender. the borrower is still responsible
Right,
for
right.
whatever funds are loaned to them. So don't think that if SBA honors its guarantee, that you as a small business owner will be off the hook. No, you will not be off the hook.
You're still liable for that
Right.
loan contract that you have.
Right, correct. So we have what we call our 7A guaranteed loan program that allows us to guarantee loans up to $5 million.
Okay.
So we're good as long as SBA's exposure does not exceed $3 3/4 million. So if the loan is up to $150,000, then SBA can guarantee 85%
Okay.
of that loan. Once it exceeds $150,000, then our guarantee drops to 75%. Also, we have what we call our express loan program. We have certain lenders that have been approved as express lenders,
Okay.
where we allow them to use their own forms,
Okay.
and SBA guarantees 50% of those loans to our express lenders. What SBA's guarantee is intended to do is not to make a bad loan good, but it may be that it's a startup business, and a startup for some lenders could be a business that's been in operation for less than 2 years or 3 years. So you'll have certain lenders that are interested in those types of loans and certain lenders that are not. However, when it comes to those startup businesses, then SBA's guarantee can maybe increase that lender's comfort level with making that loan if they have some question about it.
Well, the thing is that the reason, well, with my past experience in business and everything, you're not going to guarantee 100%. In other words, they need to have some of your skin in the game.
Correct.
And don't think you're going to come in here and say, this I want 100%. I've had a lot of business owners or entrepreneurs come to me and say, look, I want all this money.
Yes.
Well, look, if you don't have skin in the game, nobody's even going to look at you. You may have a good plan,
Correct.
but if you don't have no skin in the game, they're not going to do nothing
Yes.
for you.
Right.
So that's one thing you need to be aware of, the fact that you have to go through the process, but mainly SBA is not going to guarantee a full 100%. They too want some skin in the game,
Yes.
as well as the financial institution who's backing it.
Correct. Yeah. The borrower has to have a certain amount at stake in the business. It provides a direct link between that borrower and the business, but it also, for the SBA and for the lender, lets us know that you believe in what it is that you
Right,
are going
right,
to do.
right.
So we do require that you have an investment
Right.
in whatever it is that you're proposing to do. So we've talked about the startups, but also for those who've been in business beyond the 2 years or the 3 years, then SBA is able to guarantee loans for those businesses as well.
Okay.
So we can do loans for working capital, for purchasing equipment, inventory, leasehold improvements, land and building, and we can do debt restructuring. Now, when it comes to debt restructuring, or the borrower may refer to it as consolidation, there has to be at least a 20% improvement in the cash flow for the borrower in order for us to do the debt restructuring. And the lender cannot be in a position to sustain a loss when we do those types of loans.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Well, this is coming to the end of the second segment. We should be back in a couple of minutes with Miss Jo. Okay, we're back with Ms. Joanne Lawrence from the Small Business Administration, and she's going to pick up where she left off and provide us information. Ms. Joe, it's nice to have you back again on the segment again, one more time, so go for it.
Okay.
You know.
So we were talking about our financial assistance programs, the guaranteed loans that we do. And so what additionally for the borrower, what our loan can do is perhaps provide a longer repayment term. So say for instance with a direct loan from a lender.
Okay.
They may only be willing to go maybe 3 years on a working capital loan. With SBA's guarantee, we may be able to go up to 5 years or 7 years, depending upon, the total needs of the borrower. It is important when the borrower goes in to talk to the lender that they're able to present themselves and their proposal as intelligently as possible. So what we encourage the borrower to do is to make sure that they have a business plan.
Yes.
And we're not talking about, like 30 or 40 pages, but something that's clear and concise, where it's going to give the lender an idea of what it is that you're proposing to do or what you're doing.
Something like an executive summary, just kind of give an overall view right quick.
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
Yes.
And also to break down the purpose for the loan, to make sure that it's clear the investment that the borrower has already made or plans to make, information on projections, and that should be based upon historical data if it's an existing business.
Okay.
We also will want to see tax returns, financial statements for the
business
company.
plan, everything comes
Yeah.
into play,
Yes.
loan package. And
Yeah,
everything else.
that entire loan package. And that's where the Small Business Development Center can assist in putting together that loan package. We also will want to see personal financial statements on the borrowers and any other owners that are associated with the business or will be associated with the business. On the tax returns, for some reason, some people don't like paying taxes. Okay, but just consider it.
Yes.
On a business, and you're presenting, this package to the lender, and they're looking at your tax returns and your financial statements for the past 3 years, and each year you've shown that you have a loss. Okay, what is it that's going to cause that lender to think that, okay, I'm going to make this loan to you, SBA is going to guarantee it, and now all of a sudden you're going to be profitable.
Right.
So and so that not showing a profit causes SBA and the lender to question repayment ability.
Right.
Which is one of the main factors for us. You have to be able to demonstrate repayment from the earnings of the business.
Well, one thing I've learned, I've been in business myself a number of times, and I found that one of the things as far as for your personal financial statement, because really they want you to have a personal guarantee written behind that as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so don't think you can get away with it.
Right.
But when you get into the business, though, there are, shall I say, there are programs, or shall I say, there are ways in which you can take advantage of the tax laws
Okay.
that will kind of delay profits.
Okay.
Depreciations, all that. I'm saying, but that's part of the loan program. If you're having a loss, they want to understand why that loss is happening.
Yes.
So don't think you could just say, I've just done this. They want to see why.
Yes. Yeah.
So that financial statement is going to show them where, if you're working within the law,
Yes.
the tax law,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have any problem with it.
Correct. Yeah.
And they can say, well, we can understand why this is happening.
Yeah.
But if you cannot prove a backup why you having a loss,
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
Right. And that's why it's important to work with a CPA that understands that type of business, and that you have a good accounting system set up so that you can track the revenues that are coming in and what your expenses are. And there will be extraordinary circumstances where you may sustain a loss. But as you mentioned, as long as it's something that's been done and in accordance with the tax law, then you should be okay.
You should be
but
okay.
the question comes in, if there's always a loss, you're never showing a profit, what's going to give us that assurance that you're going to be able to repay that debt? Well, some people will say, well, I'm putting up my home. Okay, that's collateral.
Right.
That's not the investment.
Right.
That's not the guarantee that your company is going to be able to generate sufficient funds to repay the loan.
Right.
And that's what's critical to SBA and to the lender.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I hate to say this, but this is going to end the show.
Okay.
Ms. Joanne has given us a lot of information, and I hope she will come back on with another show with us. And we can make, thanks for coming on board, Ms. Joanne.
Thank you.
Until next time.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting us into your home today. Please spread the word around about the Veterans Corner Show. I'm Greg Gagne. Call me at 315-3259. Thank you, and God bless America.